In the news tonight, Operation Delta Sanity restores confidence of legitimate business operators through improved maritime operations. Memories 96.5 frequency modulation wears new look ahead of official inauguration. Plus, Akwa Ibom State government consoles family of late Nollywood makeup artist Abigail Frederick. Hello and welcome to NTU News. I am Evelyn Badu Ekpo. This broadcast is being streamed live on NTU Star Times Channel 103 and our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook. Now to the details of the news. Operation Delta Sanity says it has stemmed the tide of criminal activities within the nation's maritime borders to the barest minimum and restored the confidence of legitimate business operators. This was when the commander, NNS Jubilee Martins Frakoha, was speaking on efforts of the command to improve security along coastal lines. Kelvin Samuel reports.
In the past, sea robbery, smuggling, and crude oil theft were serious concerns, especially to legitimate businessmen and women whose sources of livelihood are majorly from the maritime domain. This day, Commander NNS Jubilee Commodore Martins Fakruga says with the introduction of the Operation Delta Sanity is in the past with several arrests made to serve as deterrents while recovering bunkering equipment.
The arrest of MV Jasmine, which with collaboration with one of the IOCs, we were able to identify, track them from the oil well which they were stealing and pursue them up to the border within Cameroon. And with some diplomatic connections, they were pushed back into the Nigerian waters before they were arrested and handed over to Ikulu, handed over the vessel to Ibaka, which contains over 30,000 liters of crude. Over 14 wooden boats, what they call Cotonou boats, laden with illegally refined crude, oil, arrested and destroyed. Also, tanker trucks laden with this illegal, about 7 of them.
The feat the commander notes is made possible in collaboration with sister security agencies in Akwa Ibom State. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
Now, Nigeria has the technology to prevent unwanted persons from gaining access into the country through the international airports. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, while tests running e-gates installed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, says the facility is 99% completed and will be deployed for operations from next week. Victor Azu reports.
The last time the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, was here, work was below 50% completion. Now the e-gates at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, are ready to be deployed for operations. The minister is optimistic that the technology will eliminate unnecessary human interface, reduce bureaucracy, and make movements in and out of the country seamless.
As far as Abuja is concerned, we are on 99.9%, and I think by Wednesday, Abuja will be 100% good. Obviously, I think by Monday, from what I've been told, Monday, Tuesday, work will start in Lagos. It's impossible for you to use another person's passport or an expired passport to enter into Nigeria with this solution.
At the Command and Control Center domiciled at the Nigeria Immigration Service, work is also near completion, a situation that inspires the Comptroller General's confidence about interagency collaboration and its potency for national development.
It helps us monitor the border better. It gives us that upper edge in terms of knowing what is happening on real time. So that alone has put us way on top of what we're doing.
The e-gates, also enabled to foil identity theft, will be replicated in other international airports across the country. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Now, addressing the scourge of trafficking in persons in the country, requires collective efforts to enlighten parents on dangers of child trafficking under the guise of sending their children to strange lands for greener pastures. It is on this premise that the Uyo Zonal Commander of National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Mr. Emmanuel Awen, visited NTOU to seek partnership. Wisdom Jacob has details.
National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, was established on the 14th of July 2003 as the federal government agency responsible to address the scourge of trafficking in persons in the country. Despite concerted efforts by government to eradicate the menace, human trafficking in Nigeria has remained insoluble as young and able-bodied people have continued to be trafficked for forced labor and prostitution. Acknowledging the role of the media to society, the zonal commander, Uyo Zonal Command of NAPTIP, visited NTOU for a partnership.
To partner with you. That's why we keep, so that if there's anything, you people, you help us to blow jingles where the thing will get to the local communities, information being disseminated to the local communities in their local languages. That is the DBO, where they blow jingles, and then if they hear anything, they should be able to report to us. Not only that, we intend also to go to the local government chairman and then probably the paramount rulers, where we intend to have a desk officer. Maybe we'll talk to them to give us an office and maybe give us a desk officer where these cases will be reported to us.
The general manager, NTOU, Alice Ogbe, expressed the station's readiness to partner the agency and intimated them on the various media platforms one can watch NTA without stress.
I sincerely appreciate the work of NAPTIP because I keep watching on TV the stopping of human trafficking, children trafficking, human trafficking is not an easy task. Because for you to be on the lookout for these people, you must always be on your toes. And as far as I can remember, NTA has always been part of this business of following you everywhere you go to make sure that all of these hideous activities are brought to fore for the government and people to know that this is not what should be happening. So NTOU is not an exception to that. We are here to actually say that we are ready to partner, to synergize and cooperate and work with you in whatever aspects you want us to.
In Uyo, Wisdom Jacob, NTA News.
All is set for the official inauguration of Memories FM 96.5 FM Uyo as last-minute activities ahead of its formal opening by the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umoino, on Monday is in top shape. Correspondent reports. Memories FM 96.5 is part of Great Memories Media Limited, transmitting on frequency modulation 96.5. The radio station can be classified as the 14th radio station in Akwa Ibom State and is set for greater achievements as activities to mark its formal opening climaxes. Chief Executive Officer, Memories 96.5 FM, Ubong Andresin, speaking on level of preparedness, describes the radio station's success story as a long work of resilience and determination that has yielded a positive outcome.
Doggedness, determination. We started all the way from Lagos. We published Celebration magazine. Then we published the New Vision newspaper. Before we ventured into media content production.
Part of his success story is also edged on people-oriented programs and services.
It's been very encouraging. Have very good hands. The young people that are here, we recruited them from some of the best hands from in the industry. If you enter the street, most of the shops sit out. The KK people, they tune to Memories FM because we have programs that, we have content that are people-oriented.
We started somewhere, but in a space of 1 year, we've been able to learn and we've been able to build up ourselves to a standard that we can compete anywhere in the world.
can tell you that the feedback we get from people out there, our listeners, is encouraging.
Memories 96.5 FM, located at Akaitinan Road, Uyo, will formally be inaugurated by the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umoino, on Monday, November 22, 2024. Evelyn Badu. We now pause for a break. The news continues after this timeout. Do stay.
One passenger. Big auntie, go enter this bus.
Ha! Oga conductor, this guy cough na serious matter. You suppose go hospital.
Hospital care.
Haba, doctors don talk am say different types of cough dey. Some na dry cough, but this your own na wet cough e be.
Big auntie, na God go bless you. I don tire for this my conductor and him cough wey no gree go. E fit even be tuberculosis.
Conductor, go check am o, make you dey sure, because who no go no go know.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If cough don't worry you past 2 weeks, if it be tuberculosis, TB test and treatment, na free. Just call the National TB Hotline for 3340 or dial *3340# to get better information. This message now from the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people them.
Is the second NTA Uyo Virtual Children's Paper presentation.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Children, get ready. Put your thoughts together in a well-articulated pattern to paper and stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes. Submit a write-up on the given themes.
Junior category, 8 to 11 years.
The impact of skill acquisition on the education of the child.
Senior category, 12 to 15 years.
The effect of social media on parents-children relationship. Shortlisted candidates will be invited for virtual paper presentation via Zoom and grand finale. Interested schools should register and submit entries on or before May 16, 2024.
Rate 20,000 naira for 5 entries per school. Venue NTA Channel 12 Akaitinan Road, Uyo, or NTA Uyo at yahoo.co.uk.
First prize 100,000 naira. Second prize 70,000 naira, and third prize 50,000 naira, plus many consolation prizes.
For inquiries, please call Ekaite on 0904 643 6412.
Emem on 0803 657 9721, and Miriam on 0806 429 4907. Our children, teach them well and let them lead.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development.
Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
One passenger, big auntie. Come and enter my bus now.
Hey, conductor, this cough is serious. I beg, you need to go to the hospital.
Hospital?
Doctors say cough symptoms are different in every condition. Some are dry, others are wet, like your own.
God bless you, auntie. I have told this my conductor. The cough has refused to go, and it could be tuberculosis.
Conductor, check am o, make you dey sure, because who no go, no go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB test and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 or dial *3340# for more information. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people.
Welcome back. Many thanks for staying tuned. And now to the rest of the news. She was up and about her source of livelihood as a makeup artist, and in one of such occasions, she lost her life in the process, leaving the social media awash with reports of the boat mishap that claimed her life alongside Junior Pope and others. Just when many think that the last is heard of the demise of 24-year-old Abigail Frederick, the late Akwa Ibom-born Nollywood actress, her uncompleted family house is being renovated, courtesy the Akwa Ibom State Governor. Kelvin Samuel takes the story from here on a number of things around the quiet life of the Frederick family, whose irreparable loss is better imagined.
The incident of Wednesday, April 10, 2024, which took the lives of some Nollywood actors, has left many mourning across the country and beyond. In Akwa Ibom State, young Nollywood makeup artist Abigail Frederick was among those who couldn't make it out of the water alive. Her corpse was buried by the river bank. Then the governor heard of the incident and immediately sworn into action to ensure decent funeral of the deceased and better life for those she left behind.
You're not just governor when people are celebrating. At times like this, you are their governor too, and you become the mourner-in-chief and come round, console them, give them hope, and I trust that the Holy Spirit will perfect that hope in their lives. You know, it's most painful, I can tell you. We cannot leave them alone. You know, we're like the Americans. You don't leave yours alone. Except things are not brought to my attention, there's no way we'll... Under this kind of situation, a young child, a young girl, fending for herself, now, you know, I can't stand here to say we will do this, but I can all assure you that I've spoken to the parents. We are here to give them succor, and by the grace of God, we'll do that.
The body had been exhumed. We brought coffin, we brought her back, and the burial was conducted. Yeah, it was a sorrowful event, but again, at least she was buried decently. And then His Excellency the Governor, like you heard, when he paid a condolence visit to the family, he had directed some interventions.
Well, we are very happy to have the governor with us. It is now that we feel that our situation is being looked into. We are not alone in this.
The body has since been buried in her hometown, while mechanisms have been set in motion for the speedy actualization of the governor's promises to the family. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
May she continue to rest in peace with the Lord. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has held a public hearing to proffer workable measures to expedite the amendment of a bill seeking to amend and update the Independent Electoral Commission Law, Cap 69, Laws of Akwa Ibom State 2022. Assembly correspondent Ntika Gokun reports that the public hearing, which took place at the Assembly Conference Hall, Uyo, had stakeholders across the 31 local government areas of the state.
Declaring the events open, the Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Ude Omotong, represented by the Deputy Speaker, Kufre Basie Didem, says the bill, aside seeking amendments of the Independent Electoral Commission Law, Cap 69, will create funds for the purposes of making the Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission truly an independent body. While describing the bill as critical but important to take the Local Government Electoral Act to a higher dimension, also commended the effort and diligence of the committee members towards ensuring speedy passage of the bill.
The governor is doing everything possible to firm up the electoral system at the local government level, proves that the golden era has indeed arrived, and Akwa Ibom will be better for it.
Chairman, House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Mfon Idun, says the law is coming at a time of profound expectations to fill the lacuna in the state and ensure that the bill, when passed into law, will enhance efficiency and boost integrity of the commission.
The proposed amendment also aims at updating electoral laws in line with the modern and acceptable electoral guidelines.
Chairman Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission, Akisiek, Mr. Nyedi Kowak, and other stakeholders observe that some parts of the electoral law is conflicting and that the bill will help to make the electoral system better.
This bill has become very necessary for the good running, not only of Akisiek, but the electoral system. Before now, the electoral act had provided some leverage for the State's Independent Electoral Commission to operate using the coverage of the electoral law under the electoral framework.
The intention of lawmaking is that we do not make laws that will not be implemented. So when people begin to observe it, they will breach. And so issues like that will draw the attention, we submit to the committee so that and also provide some underpinnings that can help. Are there contributors, apart from government, other contributors to the fund? Just like we did with the security fund, will there be statutory contributors and contractors? Are there other means away from the direct funding from the state government?
The Crown views the current local government transition committee arrangement imposed on the 31 local governments in Akwa Ibom State by the state governor, Pastor Umano, on the 7th December 2023 as unlawful, illegal, and unconstitutional, considering the clear provision of Section 7 of the Constitution of the country. Thus, the arrangement cannot qualify as holders of that office under Section 18, sub 2 of the proposed amended Akisiek law.
Zika.
The University of Uyo will hold its 100th inaugural lecture on Thursday, 25th April 2024. The lecture will be delivered by Professor Imo Abang Emenyi, a professor of African American Literature and Gender Studies, Department of English, Faculty of Arts, University of Uyo. The lecture, titled Subjecting the Subject to a Dialogue of Voices, will hold at the 1,000-seater Tet Fund Auditorium at the main campus of the University, Wanyiba Road, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All members of Senate, the university community, and guests are to be seated by 2:45 p.m. And on sports update, Federation Cup gets new name as Minister signs deal in Lagos. And more on this and other trending stories. Let's join Olumide Iguntola on Sports Update.
The Federation Cup, which brings registered clubs at all tiers together in Nigeria, now has a new name. It is rebranded President Federation Cup, following a deal signed by the Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, and partners of the Nigerian Premier Football League.
It's going to ignite greater and greater interest from the fan base. I mean, it's going to get this cup to global, global heights, global attention.
Still on football matters, 5th placed Shooting Stars of Ibadan continue to close gap on the top 4 teams on the table of the Nigerian Premier League. A successful outing against home team Atland of Owerri Friday can push the team to the top 4. Other matches are Kwara against Akwa United. Table toppers Enugu Rangers with 54 points might compound the woes of Rivers United. In another development, all is now set for the maiden edition of the Association of Nigeria Women in Sport Games to kick off Friday in Lagos. The 4-day sports competition is featuring 6 states in 7 sporting events.
Apart from the 7 sports we are having now, our intention is to continue to expand. And our target is to catch them young between the ages 14 and 18.
To make them a better person, whereby they can serve this country and whereby they can be useful to themselves. And we feel that as a woman, let us see how we can all bring these ladies together.
In tennis, Ima Raducanu beat Czech wonder kid Linda Noskova 6-0-7-5 in Stuttgart to set up a quarter-final showdown with the queen of the clay, world number 1 Iga Swiatek. Raducanu is unbeaten on the red that this season and has won 4 matches in a row for the first time since her US Open title in 2021. And on the sad note, the funeral rite for former coach of the country's under-17 national team and former head coach of Super Falcons, Godwin Ezelen, is underway in Benin City. The late coach won many laurels for Nigeria, including the prestigious African Women CAF Cup with the Super Falcons. With sports update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
And to end the news, a recap of the major stories. Operation Delta Sanity has restored confidence of legitimate business operators through improved maritime operations. Memories 96.5 frequency modulation wears a new look ahead of official inauguration. You also heard in the news that Akwa Ibom State Government has consoled family of late Nollywood makeup artist Abigail Frederick. And that's the news for a tip. To be a star, join NTA's campaign to stand against rape and rapists. Many thanks for watching. I'm Evelyn Budu April. From me, it's good night.